Do not come. Do not come.
So, I came up with this whole idea about how we can somehow implement healthcare, free healthcare, and it might sound a little crazy, but I wrote it all out and then I printed it up, and just let me know what you think, okay? So, because I know I'm right in the fact that it is doable, this whole crazy plan. Because the only reason America doesn't have universal healthcare is because they've spent 100 years gaslighting us into thinking it's some kind of utopian pipe dream, instead of just what every other developed country has and has already had. Here's where the resistance could actually start, okay? So, 1, break the brainwashing first. This is very difficult because we're fucking neck deep in it like never before. So step 1 is unlearning the propaganda. So they convinced half the country that free healthcare is this radical, impossible thing, right? But it's literally just basic maintenance for humans. America loves to act like we're the freest country in the world, but if you can't afford to get sick, are you actually free or just an unpaid intern for capitalism? Okay? The biggest weapon the system has is making people think this is just how it has to be. Once people realize the whole country is basically running on Stockholm Syndrome, the grip starts to loosen up. Okay, that's my point for number 1. Number 2, normalize asking for what we're already paying for. Nobody is asking for handouts. We're already funding the military like we're gearing up for the apocalypse every single year, okay? The money is there. It is. They just don't want to spend it on keeping people alive because healthy people are harder to exploit. And that's just a goddamn fact, okay? So start shifting the language from free healthcare to our money, our healthcare. Because that's what it is, okay? 3, local pilot programs, the Trojan horse method, okay? Trojan horses are an underrated strategy. So, a lot of big change starts small, okay? As we all know, we see these CEO stories or whatever. And so, if we get cities or smaller states to implement public healthcare options on a local level, I think we'd get somewhere. Okay, California was already this close, okay? They were this close to starting a universal healthcare system back in 2022 before private insurance lobbyists smothered it in its crib, okay? If you can get a couple of progressive states to prove it works, like, other states would start looking real stupid, right? If they don't follow suit. And that's gonna come to my next point, but that's how Canada got their healthcare system. One province at a time until the government couldn't ignore it anymore. That's what I recently discovered, so I'm like, okay, why don't we do that? And number 4, weaponize shame, okay? America responds to public humiliation like no other country on earth. We need a global PR campaign where every other country just starts straight up roasting us. Like if the UK were like, wait, you're paying how much to see a doctor? We've seen those videos, right? Sweden, people like some Swedish guys like, you guys just die quietly in your apartment if you're poor? It sounds insane, right? And France is like, your job controls whether you get chemo or not? That's so dark. Are you okay? Right? It is embarrassing. So let's make it embarrassing to not have universal health care. We need to lean into that American insecurity of wanting to be number 1. I'm like, okay, this is a way that I'm gonna, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing, okay? So number 5, we rebrand healthcare as American as fuck, okay? This is the most dystopian part of my plan, but it would 1,000% work, okay? If we gave it like this huge patriotic makeover, call it fucking freedom care or some shit, or liberty coverage, like wrap the whole thing up in bald eagles and camouflage, tell boomers that it's the exact same healthcare that troops get, which is technically already socialized medicine, but they somehow never connected those dots, okay? Number 6, unionize everybody. This is an important one. The government won't do it, but unions could force the issue. Healthcare is one of the biggest reasons people join unions in the first place, right? I mean, I realized that too. It hit me the other day. So What if artists, gig workers, retail workers, and small business owners all started with their own rogue union for universal healthcare? Right? That's not the craziest idea. We can call it something like the Freelancers Union of America and get all the disorganized creative weirdos in on one action. So nothing terrifies capitalism more than broke people getting organized. Number 7, the Black Market Doctor Network. Okay, this one's a little illegal, just a little bit illegal, but not too crazy. But I feel like people who are watching this probably appreciate things like this. So if they want to gatekeep healthcare, let's start running a whole underground clinic network like the speakeasies during the Prohibition. Okay, if we crowdfund a secret network of nurses and doctors who just do medicine without asking for insurance, if we treat people in the back of art galleries, set up dental cleanings at DJ nights, call the whole thing the community care, and keep it off the books. That's fucking brilliant, okay? Number 8, comedy plus healthcare. So we're already halfway there. I'm already halfway there with my whole perfect stormy thing that I just barely started this. But you know who finally made people care about student loan debt? John Oliver. Healthcare needs its own angry, funny mouthpiece. A whole generation of people who grew up watching The Daily Show would pay attention if someone just stood on stage and explained how America invented GoFundMe to replace an entire healthcare system. Right? Doesn't that sound awesome? So the end game here is once the idea starts spreading, it becomes inevitable. The trick is making universal healthcare feel like something we're taking back, not asking permission for. Right now, they got us out here fighting for the bare minimum like pathetic little peasants, begging to not die on a payment plan. But what happens if we stop asking and just start building the alternative ourselves? If the system won't serve us, we'll serve each other. And I'm honestly starting to think the whole movement could be called God's touch is universal. Okay? It's like a mutual aid network wrapped in a gay little cult aesthetic. Imagine a whole underground society of queers or whatever, artists and weirdos running bootleg clinics out of record stores and church basements. Healthcare by the hot mess for the hot messes. Or healthcare by the hot messes for the hot messes. And that's my whole idea of it. I think it's brilliant. I have more to say about it, as I did print out a lot of things here. Maybe I'll post it on my TikTok or whatever, but let me know what you think. I've been cooking up a storm of just brainstorming ideas, and what I had originally written out in my notebook was all over the place. It was a lot more than this, but I had to funnel it all down into these 8 main things that I feel like once it's out there, and it can't be stopped. But I think that we need a good team. I think we need the right team, and as crazy as this sounds, it's actually not that crazy. I feel like it would just be revolutionary to the max. And I'm excited just thinking about the outcome. I'm imagining myself at the very end of this succeeding, and it's exciting and it's kind of crazy, but it's gonna happen. I mean, even if I'm not the one that brings it out, I think and remember me saying this, okay? What is the date today? Saturday today? It's Saturday, March 8th, okay? And I am saying that this will work. Let me know what you think. Goodbye.
Do not come. Do not come.